What is happening, everybody? This is Nick.
And this is Justin.
And you're listening to No Holds Barred Podcast,
Yes,
number 29.
Episode number 29. And you might notice, holy shit, we have a theme song.
It's been talked about for a long time.
It has been talked about for a long time, and we finally got off of our asses and paid to have one done.
Yes, Mr. Gabriel Vinals.
Yes, Mr. Gabe Vinals, who has been on this podcast before. Of course, the creator, founder, I suppose you would call him, of the Dungeon Studios in New York, New York. And we contracted him to make us a theme song. As a matter of fact, make us 2 theme songs. 2.
You have to wait next week for the next one.
It's true. You gotta wait till next week to get your grubby mitts on the second theme song. Mm. But from here on out, you're gonna hear that theme song right at the beginning of every single one of our podcasts in its entirety. And it was huge for us. We really wanted to not just get a theme song, but get a theme song that no one else had.
And they never did hear it through its entirety.
No, exactly.
So we may switch it up a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, fair enough.
Make it new.
It's true. But yeah, and it was important to us to get something that was unique to us and something that was made based on what we wanted to make, not just. Again, we could have gone and gotten a royalty-free song. Like, yeah. I mean, that's not difficult.
But why do that?
But why
get something that is no holds barred?
Exactly. Get something that is uniquely ours. So, yes, that is our theme song, again, produced by the extremely talented Gabriel Vinals.
Yes, we love you long time.
Absolutely. Check the description of the YouTube video in order to find all of Gabe's information. You can find Gabe. We're going to have his Twitter, his Facebook, his SoundCloud, everything like that. All that's in the description on the YouTube video. So we want to give Gabe all kinds of love. Go check out the Dungeon Studio. And he did an excellent job on our theme songs, and we are super pumped to have them. Now, Sweet. Now, episode 29, coming at you faster than a smarky jackass on the internet. We are No Holds Barred. Yeah, exactly. And that's about as far as we'll go with that.
Yeah.
For now. It's been an interesting couple of days. Now
it's been an interesting 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. But especially just even in the last 24 hours, it's just been kind of an interesting run for both of us, really. And we thought we would kick off episode number 29 by doing what we always do when we kick off the podcast. What you been up to, sir?
What have I been up to?
What's new?
I've been working a shit ton of overtime at work, and it's not just a shit ton. It's it's there. It's steamy, and sometimes it runs.
Exactly. If a shit ton was quantifiable, Nick would be working it. You have, because you said you're up to your paycheck next week is going to be
123.5 hours.
And again, that's that's over 2 weeks, so that's 60 and change both weeks.
60 and change, yeah. That's 12, 13 hours a day, factoring out lunches.
Right, absolutely. Exactly. We got to factor out those lunches.
Yeah.
So you've been working a shit ton at work, and you had an extremely interesting morning this morning.
I did.
Nick is a sleepy boy today.
Very much so.
So why don't you tell the people?
And this is why I'm probably going to be the most talkative. I should be more sleepy when I come here. Because this is my most productive moment in my head for words.
Exactly.
So this morning, it was about 6:45.
Okay.
I got home from work at 1:30, watched some TV, laid down in bed, normal.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is Nick's everyday routine, basically.
This is my everyday, I'm a poor boy and need money.
You're just a poor boy, nobody loves you.
Yes. Because we'll get into that later. Back to the story. So I'm half awake because normally I would have to get up anyway to get ready for work. I hear my fire pager cue, somebody hit the microphone.
Right.
I'm okay, somebody's either fucking with the pager or fucking with their handheld walkie-talkie, because when they cue the mic, it will go through our pager if they're on the right frequency.
Makes sense.
Or a medical call is coming through, because 9 times out of 10, this early in the morning, it's either a lift assist or a medical call.
Can you define what a lift assist is? I haven't heard that term before.
Lift assist is when you go to a house and EHS requires help getting somebody either out of the house or out of the house, either on the stretcher or the chair.
I get you.
Or stuff like that, just to get them in the ambulance and to the hospital.
I get you. Okay.
Yeah. So I go, okay, fuck that. I'm tired. I roll over. Then it starts. I hear burn fire. I'm like, oh, fuck.
So a barn was literally on fire.
Yeah. And it wasn't possible. They said fire. So.
It's not like maybe this is happening, maybe it's not. It's like, no, that fucking barn is on fire.
Yeah. So, wonderful thing, I didn't go to the fire station with my pajamas on, because that has happened before. I actually didn't get undressed when I came home last night.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sexy news there.
Exactly. Sexy time.
So, I put on my shoes, go rip-roaring through the house. Friggin' probably woke everybody up because I slammed the door going out. Get in my car, the windshield was still frosted because apparently it was cold last night. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It was based on how cold my house was when I woke up this morning. I would have to assume it was because it was 23.5 degrees Celsius in the house when I went to bed last night. And I woke up and it was like I walked out of my room and it was just, I was almost shaking. So it must have been pretty fucking cold last night. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. You want to get there as fast as you can.
Mm.
The windshield was frosted.
Of course.
So, what do? You put on your 4-way flashers and you fucking use a shit ton of windshield washer fluid to try and get your windshield frosted.
Exactly.
And when you do that, you will get like that fog that keeps on forming on the windshield.
Oh, yeah.
I was driving every 5 seconds, would have to douse the windshield a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And here I am trying to duck down to the bottom of my windshield where it was the heat was getting to it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just kind of I can see kind of, nobody get in front of me, please.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
nobody died on the way towards this fire. Okay,
but
you didn't hit anybody.
No,
okay.
But I feel sorry for the guy because he did lose his burn.
Yeah.
And animals did die.
Fair enough.
I kind of feel okay saying this out on the air because normally we can't take pictures and post them on Facebook and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But
confidentiality and that kind of shit.
Confidentiality and stuff like that. But I didn't say where it was.
No, exactly.
And, just people will know what they saw burn.
Right.
It's either full of hay or it's full of animals.
Yeah, well, exactly.
One or the other.
Right. Yeah, exactly, for sure. So that was an interesting morning then for you.
It was 5 hours.
Oh man.
I'm not going to say fun because that was make me sound really, really, really mean.
Yeah.
But it was 5 hours of
Yikes. That is nutso. And that of course was after having been at work and, barely gotten anything remotely close to the concept of sleep. Right. Yikes. That was so in other words, it's been a good day.
It's been a wonderful day.
Just
How are you?
I'm good. Just to set the scene, when Nick pulls into the driveway here at the dungeon, he gets out of his car and he has this fuck clobbering huge Tim Hortons cup. So I figured right there, he had told me, kind of relayed this story to me over text messaging, but then just has this huge Tim Hortons cup that I can only imagine was probably full of like, would you like some tea with your sugar?
It was 4 cream and 3 sugar.
4 cream and 3 sugar. Yep. Fair enough. So I imagine that it was a little performance enhancer that was required just to make it here from Liverpool.
Well, let me put it this way. My car stereo goes up to 35. Yes. I had it on 28.
Okay, fair enough. Makes sense. If the music is so loud that my ears are bleeding, I won't fall asleep.
It's true.
It's a great concept. I'm doing good, sir. It's been an interesting couple of days, especially with all the funny business that went on last night, which is kind of and it now apparently is continuing through to today. But aside from that, I feel like I'm kind of a bad parent.
Really?
Yes. Now I don't have any children, which is good at this point.
Yes.
But
and that would make sense by your comment.
By my comment, yes. But I feel like a bad parent to my YouTube channel because ever since the Super Bowl video, which was like the very beginning of February, actually it was late January because it was a couple days before the game, I haven't done a video. So I literally haven't done a video in a month, which for me is weird because like I'm so used to being on like at least a weekly schedule, especially, through football season. I'm all on a weekly schedule, if not more. So then like football season ended and I was like, oh shit, what do I like? Can I do some Olympic? No, I can't. I didn't have enough time to prepare like any kind of Olympic videos or anything like that. So I was like, oh, well, shit. Okay. I guess I'll just wait until something comes along. So I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs like a dirt bag, and it's just like I have no ideas. Like I was in a total creative just lapse. I was like, okay, crap. Well, I got to wait till like inspiration comes to me, because the next thing that I could see coming up is the NCAA men's basketball tournament, college basketball, because I do that every year and people seem to like that. So like that's the next thing I see coming up on the horizon, and I'm like, oh god, that's not until like late March. Like, am I going to go 6 or 7 weeks without doing a video? That's going to suck. So I was at Walmart, because that's what depressed people do.
I guess.
They get depressed and they go to Walmart.
They go to Walmart and they see people of Walmart.
Because, yeah, they see people worse off than them, and it makes them feel better about themselves, I guess. And I just happened to be wandering around, and I saw what are called blaster boxes of hockey cards. Right. And I was like, man, I haven't collected hockey cards in a long time. Just like, I got out of it because it was fucking expensive. Like everything else, like video gaming and everything else, it just gets pricey.
Yeah.
And the collector's market, we'll call it, kind of crashed a little while back. So it's like, it's almost counterproductive to try to collect cards for money anymore. Like the way it works now is you buy cards and you sit on them for 60 years until they get value again. Okay. So it's like there's a long time. Exactly. So it's like there's almost no money in it anymore. So basically what I did was like I looked at it and I was like I'm gonna when I got home I was like I'm gonna look through my old cards, because I have like binders and binders full of old cards that have just been literally sitting for about 10 years, right, at least. So I pulled them out and I was looking through and I was like, oh wow, cool, like I have some interesting cards here. So I picked out the inserts, the ones that I thought could be at least worth a little bit of something, and after tallying them up I found I had about $45 to $50 just in this stack of less than 100 cards. Oh, really? So I was like, oh, yeah, okay, right on, that's kind of cool. Yeah. But it got my collecting juices going again. You know what I mean? So I was like, so the next time I was up at Walmart, I was just like, I'm going to buy a box. Before I got to that point, I found Upper Deck's website and I ordered 2 boxes off of their website.
Of course.
And I was like, oh God, how am I going to justify this? I got to justify this somehow. And I was like, this is what I can do. I can combine the fact that I'm upset about not having done any YouTube videos for a while and the fact that I made this rash purchase into turning that into a YouTube series. So that's basically what I did.
Nice.
I put out the first 2 videos yesterday, and got a little bit of traction, which I enjoyed. So basically, it's what are called, well, I mean, it's not what are called. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Unboxing, box
Right.
breaks.
I've watched them.
Exactly. So I mean, you basically you just get the box with the plastic still on it, like, hey, just fresh got this out of the mail. You break the box, you open the packs, you show off what you got. And collectors and people that are just kind of semi-interested in cards seem to like these videos. So even though Series 1 came out, I think, in November, so it's been out for a little while.
Okay.
Even though it came out in November, overnight, those couple of videos have gotten like 30 views or something like that. So I'm like, okay, at least there's still something of an interest in it. So I did that, and I got some really good cards out of those couple of boxes. Like I got a Nathan McKinnon rookie card, which I was really happy with. Got a PK Subban jersey card. It's got little patches of game-worn jerseys.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, like one's, it's got 2 patches. One's the home one and one's the away, and that's worth $5 or $6 on its own. So I was like, all right, right on. So it's just, it took me back to my youth in a big bad way. Like it was so much fun to, like, just again not knowing what I'm gonna get and getting to be like when I pulled the McKinnon card, like you kind of saw how I reacted. I was just like, oh buddy, it's just like I was super happy to get that card. And so it did. It took me back to my youth in a big bad way. So I think that's a series that I'm going to continue. I'm going to order a couple more blaster boxes probably when I get paid next week, and then that usually takes about a week or so to get here. So then I'll do another video, and
Nice.
And so it's good that I can, and that's the joy and the magic of doing things on YouTube. It's like you have YouTube, you have that outlet. It's like, I think I could do something with this, so you just do it. Right? Because you do it because you have the avenue to do it.
Yeah.
And that's
no questions asked. It's
right.
just you want to do it.
I'm just
so
like, you know what, I'm going to do this.
It.
And if I make a couple of bucks off of it, fine.
Yeah.
And then I have another series which I've decided to start. I'm actually going to do the first video of that this week, which is called From Where I Sit, because it's kind of a saying. It's like almost like a turn of phrase. It's like when someone's in a discussion or a debate with someone else, it's like, well, from where I stand, da 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 da.
Right.
But I don't stand in my videos. I sit usually.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, from where I sit, this is kind of clever. Not really, but kind of. So I was like, all right, right on. So basically what I'm doing is, like, once a week, I'm going to take a topic, just a random topic. I'm just going to fish out of the air and just do a 4 or 5 minute video just talking about it. Basically just straight vlogging. The easiest thing you can possibly do on YouTube, and also seems to be one of the most popular aside from video game Let's Plays.
Yeah.
That's what YouTube seems to be about, is like vlogging random people in front of a camera or video game Let's Plays. So I'm going to start doing that, called From Where I Sit. So if anybody who is subscribed to my channel, go check out the Upper Deck NHL Series 1 unboxing videos. And later on this week, check out the first episode of From Where I Sit. And again, we got the NCAA men's basketball tournament coming up soon, so we'll be doing a series about that.
Absolutely.
Moving away from the online world and into the real world, we laid down a new piece in our living room upstairs, the living room floor. For anybody that hasn't been in my house before, which is most of you, if not all of you, yeah, exactly. What we had in our living room upstairs was the border around, like, the middle of the room, the border that goes around the walls, is all hardwood. It's all like a laminate, like a glossy laminate hardwood that's been there for about 10 to 15 years, and that will never. There's no way that will ever be taken up. Like, the way that those boards were put in, it's like 3 to 4 nails in each board. That's just the way they decided to put it in. So that's never going anywhere. That would kill someone to try to uproot that floor.
It was me.
Yeah, exactly. This was all this kid's idea. I just blame you for everything, including the fact that I just coughed into the microphone.
Okay.
But what we decided to do, what we had in the middle was this patch of carpet that was just fucking impossible to keep clean. Like, it got so gray so quickly, and no matter how much you tried to clean it or shampoo it. It just never stayed clean. So that we replaced that I think 3 times in the last 10 years. So it was being replaced quite a bit. So we just decided, all right, screw it. So we got this dark brown chocolate hardwood that wasn't as laminated as the stuff that's around it, because we didn't want it to be that shiny.
I get you.
Glistening like Patrick Ewing in the fourth quarter. Another basketball reference. So we got that stuff that wasn't quite as laminated and got them to lay that down in the middle. So now it's kind of, if you're looking at it from the top, you know those cookies? Like those cookies that are like the regular wafer on the bottom, but then they just got like the chocolate square on top of it. It's like it's like a centerpiece in what are supposed to be like luxury or deluxe boxes of chocolate. That's basically what our living room looks like. Like it's, if you look at it from the top down, it's got your cookie on the outside. And then in the middle, we just popped a big chunk of chocolate on the top of it. So I think it looks kind of nice. So that was a long time coming. So we finally got that done, which was cool. The guys that put it in were kind of greasy, but you know, like one guy had like 3 teeth.
Oh, really?
Well,
I mean, what can you do?
What can you do? Perfectly nice guys. It's just like I looked at them and I was like,
they did a good job.
And they did a good job. But like I looked at them when they came in, and I was like, the stereotypical part of my brain was like, this is what I imagine guys that do floors look like. But you know what? Perfectly nice guys, and they did a fantastic job. And other than that, I'm still waiting on that GioKnows Award. Still waiting for that award to show up in the mail. Yeah. Gio, where you at, buddy? I'm waiting for that award. I need that GioKnows Award. I need to show that shit off in my videos, especially the NCAA tournament ones. You got 3 weeks to get me that award so I can put it in my basketball videos, because I wanna I want to make myself feel like an important big boy. I want to show off my award I got for being entertaining and shit. Other than that, as far as real life goes, not a whole heck of a lot else going on. Just waiting for dat tax return. Oh, dat tax return. That's going to be good. That's about it.
I haven't done mine yet.
Oh no?
No.
Well, like I got my T4s, and I was just like, I'm going to do it online anyway. It's going to take me literally 10 minutes. I might as well just get it out of the way. Mm-hmm. So I just took it and did it, and it's going to be a good return, which is nice. All right, folks, that's pretty much what's been new with us. We are, let's see how deep into the woolly hole are we? Holy crap, 23 minutes. It is time
talking.
Exactly. We were talking. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for one of the fan favorite segments on the No Holds Barred podcast. That is the No Holds Barred Taste Test. Now, if you've never listened to the show before, Taste Test. If you've never listened to the show before, what the Taste Test is we grab a beer from somewhere around the world that neither one of us have ever tried before. We haven't tried it before, have no idea. It's a blind taste test, and we are going to give you our review, basically, of this beer. And we've decided to make this a weekly segment, or bi-weekly, or whenever we do this podcast segment. So every time we do this podcast, we're coming at you with this, and it may be a foreshadow. A foreshadow to what? Exactly. So, to tell you a little bit about the beer that we got today, again, we usually say we grab a beer from somewhere around the world.
Beers around, or what is it? What is it named?
What? Oh yeah. Beers around the world. Yeah, beers of the world. If you go to the Nova Scotia LC, the Liquor Commission Corporation, whatever the hell they call it, it's a section of the store all on its own called Beers Around the World. But what we decided was this time we're going to stick a little bit closer to home. So we grabbed ourselves a Canadian beer. It's a new Canadian beer.
It is new.
From the makers of Alexander Keith's. They're putting out a series of hop ale, basically. And there were a couple of different kinds. There was the Galaxy, and I can't remember what the name of the other one was. Not Galaxy, exactly. The one that we grabbed Alexander Keith's Galaxy Hop Ale. 473 milliliter can at 5.5% alcohol, as it should be.
As it should be. This is an Australian hop is renowned. Oh, this Australian hop is renowned. There is no "is" in there.
No.
For its distinct notes of tropical fruit.
Interesting.
Tropical fruit and hops.
The last time that we tried a beer that included a tropical fruit was that Rickard's Shandy, which didn't end up super well for us. So we're gonna try to get through this without without the same results as the Rickards.
Yeah, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers are crossed.
All right.
Okay.
So again, if you've never done this with us before, basically what we do is we're going to bring the can up to the microphone so you can hear.
And if you want to, pause, go out, get a bottle or a can of Alexander Keith's Galaxy hops, and you can follow along with us.
It's true, absolutely. By all means, go out and buy 700 or 800 of these beer and drink it while listening to the podcast. Probably makes it better.
Most definitely.
Most definitely makes it better. All right, folks, time to crack the can. It's got a nice break.
That has that does have a really nice break, and it has a really interesting smell.
It does. That actually smells really good, doesn't it?
That has a grapefruit smell to it.
It does. Maybe when they're like the notes of tropical fruit, they aren't kidding, because this literally has
grapefruit,
scents of like a fruit
strawberry.
Cocktail. Yeah, it literally smells like a fruit cocktail.
It does.
It really does. All right, sir. Are we ready for this? Dun 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 dun
I guess
dun
so.
dun dun.
Cheers,
dun.
sir.
Cheers. And here we go. Dead air. That's good podcasting.
It has a really bitter aftertaste to it.
It does, and you know what? That was the first thing that I was going to mention, was that you definitely know it's Keith's.
Yeah.
Because of the aftertaste.
Oh, for sure.
So it's got that trademark Keith's aftertaste,
which I'm not too fond of.
I'm not a huge fan. I can live with it. I'm not a huge fan. I prefer to find a beer that doesn't have really any or much of any aftertaste to it. But this definitely has an after kick to it.
As for the when you first drink it, when it hits your tongue, you can really get the how it smells is how it tastes.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And I like that, because sometimes you will smell something and you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is awesome," and you taste it, and it tastes completely different than what it smells like.
Absolutely. It's like you smell something and it smells like rich mahogany, and you taste it and it tastes like rat shit or something. Yeah, been there, done that. It's happened multiple times. But we like the break. We like this. We liked the aroma. I got no arguments against the taste, and I'm not even a big Keith's drinker. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a huge Keith's fan, but I definitely like that. I like the taste.
The only thing that I'm not fond of this is the aftertaste and how long it lingers.
It does linger. It does for sure. Now, the bonus about that is you just cover up the aftertaste with more beer.
It's true, and maybe this is a like a so-called marketing scheme.
It could
to make you buy more.
It could be. It's like, oh, I got to cover up that aftertaste. What do I have? Oh, geez, I only have more Keith's Hops Ale. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't have any other choice.
You have to drink them all.
Because what else am I going to do? Drink water? Yeah. And then after you're done drinking them all, you're so drunk you don't care about the aftertaste anymore.
True.
All you can taste is booze and cigarettes and hooker spit. So it doesn't really matter.
Don't tell me about your Friday. I want to hear that shit.
That's my tonight as well as my Sunday night. That is every night.
Ooh.
You know what? I might even be willing to give this the highest score that I have given any beer that we have done in this segment. Because I liked this a lot. I actually like this a lot. Like I could actually sit and sip this.
You would give it something higher than a harp?
You know what? I will, just because like I know what a huge fan of Guinness you are. This is going to cause some no holds barred friction here. I'm not as big a fan of Guinness as you are. I'll put it that way. I like it and I'll drink it, but I'm not as big a fan of it as you are. So I actually would almost be willing to give that, like, this doesn't match up to the beers that I really love, which is like Rickard's Red, Rickard's White, and Bud Light Lime, because I'm a sissy. Not only a light beer, but a lime light beer. But this, again, this is something that I could actually picture drinking and like sipping or something on a warm summer day.
I get you, kind of like out on the deck, and just sipping it.
Exactly, and I like the fruity taste to it. I really do.
Maybe have it going with something like I don't know, what would fruit punch go with?
And we shouldn't characterize it like, oh, it tastes like fruit punch. It doesn't. It kind of smells like fruit punch, but you can definitely taste, like it talks on the side. We just mentioned distinct notes of tropical fruit.
Yeah,
and it does. Like you can taste.
But you can taste the hops.
Absolutely,
you can taste the distinct keys.
You can
taste in there as well.
You absolutely can. Like if this would have been like a double blind thing, like if we actually literally would have been blindfolded and shit, and not known anything about this beer, the first thing that popped into my head is, well, with that aftertaste, it has to be something Keith's, because it's very signature of Keith's.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But this gets more than a passing grade from me. I'm a huge fan of this.
Yeah.
I can't remember our scoring system.
Let's just go 1 out of 10 right now.
Okay. I would be willing to give that as high as probably about a 7.5, maybe even.
I was going to say solid 7.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid 7. It is a solid no holds barred recommendation. You definitely should get out and get this.
It is a solid B+.
There you go. Solid B+. And you know what? With most university scoring systems, a 75 at least is a B+. So there you go. Absolutely. We're definitely in that 7.5 out of 10, B+ range for sure. And actually now I can't wait to try the other hop. Cascade was what it was called. So the next time we do No Holds Barred, which might be next week, might be the week after, who knows? That's likely what we'll do. We'll get a couple cans of the Alexander Keith's Cascade Hop Ale, and we'll do a nice little compare and contrast.
Sounds like
it'll be an extra special segment of the No Holds Barred Taste Test.
Extra special, and then surprise in April.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Enough said.
All right. So let's. I think we're already a little drunk.